Hello friends. Today, I'm excited to recount an incredible true tale. An elderly man ended up marrying a significantly younger woman, and together they welcomed a child that took everyone by surprise. If you laid your eyes on this child, you would be utterly astonished and struggle to believe what you're seeing. Our discussion today revolves around a remarkable true event that unfolded in America. If you were to witness this extraordinary occurrence, it would leave you in awe. This video is not only fascinating, but also serves as an important educational resource for all viewers, so it's essential to watch it from start to finish without skipping any segments. I will narrate this story from the very beginning in a captivating way, so please be patient and stay tuned throughout the entire duration. Also, remember to show your appreciation for this wonderful video by liking it and subscribing to our channel. Now let's delve into the miraculous narrative of the elderly gentleman and his 21-year-old bride. In a quaint village nestled in America, there was an ever-present, eerie stillness, embraced by towering mountains, a serene river, and expansive green fields. The village felt like it belonged to another realm. Its inhabitants were simple folks, yet they possessed a natural curiosity. Any new occurrence or peculiar incident would spark a whirlwind of gossip and speculation among them. At the center of this village stood an ancient church, accompanied by the impressive mansion of Jonathan Ali. Jonathan was regarded as the richest man in the area, nearing 60 years of age, with wealth that was truly matchless. After converting to Islam, he had built his fortune through various business endeavors. His mansion, luxurious cars, and beautiful farmland were merely a few indicators of his immense wealth. On the other side of the spectrum was No, widely recognized as the most stunning girl in the village, at just 21 years old. At the age of 2, Noor possessed golden hair, striking blue eyes, and fair skin that drew everyone's attention. Her smile had a charming simplicity that captivated those around her. However, Noor's family faced significant financial struggles. They earned their living as day laborers and frequently had difficulty making ends meet. Each morning, she would visit the local market in the village to purchase fresh vegetables to bring back home. Many villagers would flock to the market just to catch a glimpse of her, but Noor remained oblivious to their interest. She was so focused on her daily hardships that thoughts of love or romance never entered her mind. Jonathan Ali was an intriguing character within the village. He seldom engaged with the other villagers, and his solitary nature only added to the air of mystery surrounding him. People often whispered that Jonathan was wealthy, yet he seemed devoid of happiness. His wife had died many years prior, and he had no children to share his life with. His large house served as a stark reminder of his isolation. Nevertheless, Jonathan Ali was known for his kindness. Whenever a struggling villager found themselves in need, he would readily offer assistance. However, beneath this facade of generosity lurked a profound sense of emptiness, as he recognized that his riches could not fill the void in his heart. While she sought to transform the lives of others, it did little to ease his own feelings of isolation. Noor's family situation was deteriorating, with their financial struggles worsening each day. Her parents frequently urged her that marrying into a wealthy family could resolve all their issues, yet Noor remained largely indifferent to these suggestions. She firmly believed that marriage should be founded on love and mutual respect rather than material wealth. One day, Noor visited Jonathan's residence to fulfill a task assigned by her mother, who had asked her to sell some milk produced on their farm. This visit marked the first occasion when Noor and Jonathan met face to face. At that moment, Jonathan was seated in a corner of his garden, and upon catching sight of Noor, he was instantly captivated by her natural beauty and the innocent confidence she exuded, leaving him momentarily speechless. Noor approached him and said, "Sir, I've brought milk. My mother sent me here." In response, Jonathan gazed at her with a gentle smile and remarked, "Your mother is a wonderful woman. This milk must be excellent." Just as Noor was preparing to leave, Jonathan halted her and proposed, "Would you like to join me for some tea?" Let's sit in the garden and have a conversation." Although Noor felt a bit bashful, she declined politely, stating, "No sir, I have other tasks to attend to." Nevertheless, Jonathan's invitation was genuine, and he added, "If you're always busy, you'll never create time for yourself." After some initial hesitation, she decided to sit down for a brief 5 minutes, and that was when their conversation commenced. As the villagers became aware of Jonathan and Noor's first encounter, rumors began circulating rapidly. Some speculated that Noor was interested in Jonathan purely for his wealth, while others suggested that Jonathan was simply using Noor as a way to alleviate his own feelings of loneliness. However, this initial meeting marked the start of a significant new chapter in both of their lives. Jonathan discovered a renewed sense of hope and purpose, while Noor experienced an unusual attraction toward him. Following their first interaction, it seemed as if Jonathan's heart radiated with newfound joy, and the deep loneliness that had plagued him for so long started to dissipate, thanks to Noor's mere presence. For Noor, Jonathan's gentle nature and successful lifestyle opened her eyes to a world full of opportunities. Just a few days later, she returned to Jonathan's home, this time accompanied by her mother, as they intended to sell more goods from their farm. Jonathan received them with genuine warmth and asked with a friendly smile whether all the products from their farm were of such high quality. Feeling a bit shy, Noor responded that her mother puts a lot of care into making them. From that moment onward, Noor made frequent visits to Jonathan's house, always with the intention of helping her family financially. Yet, with every visit, their conversations grew deeper and more meaningful. Jonathan began to notice the hardships faced by Noor's family and occasionally offered assistance. As their relationship developed, the village buzzed with gossip regarding Jonathan and Noor's meetings. People started suggesting that Noor might be after Jonathan's wealth, questioning why someone as aged as Jonathan would be interested in a young woman like her. Some even mocked Noor, implying that she was searching for a prince, but pointedly reminded her that her prince was past his prime. Throughout this chatter, Noor chose to remain quiet, fully aware of the implications surrounding their connection. Jonathan was not the kind of individual who would pursue a relationship merely for his own benefit. For many years, he had felt a void of youthful energy in his life. Noor was more than just a young woman to him. She represented a renewed sense of purpose and vitality as he approached the later stages of his life. One day, Jonathan extended an invitation to Noor to visit his farm. As he showed her around, demonstrating the various types of fruit trees, he reflected on his past. During their discussion, Jonathan remarked that the trees on his property had witnessed many of his life's challenges, but today, he felt hopeful that both the trees and his life were ready to produce new growth. Noor remained silent in response, offering only a warm smile. A few days later, on a chilly winter evening, Jonathan found himself in his drawing room when Noor unexpectedly arrived. Looking at her, he expressed his feelings by asking why she hadn't visited in so long, conveying that his days felt incomplete without their conversations. Noor, caught off guard by Jonathan's openness, explained that she had been preoccupied with other matters. She then inquired about why he felt this way. Jonathan gazed deeply into her eyes and confessed that he desired to spend more time with her, perhaps indicating that he was beginning to develop deeper feelings. As I reflect on my life, which might be coming to an end, I realize that your simplicity and honesty have given me a new perspective on what it means to live. Would you consider being part of my life? Noor was taken aback by the proposal. A flood of thoughts rushed through her mind. Jonathan's offer appeared to be sincere, but she felt torn between her family, the community in her village, and her own aspirations. "I understand this proposal is challenging for you," Jonathan stated, "but I mean no disrespect. All I desire is to be by your side." However, Noor did not respond immediately. The following day, she brought up the proposal with her mother. Initially, her mother reacted with anger, exclaiming, "You want to marry an old man?" The entire village will make fun of you." In contrast, her father suggested that if marrying Jonathan would secure their daughter's future, they shouldn't be overly concerned about societal opinions. He believed Jonathan was a respectable man. Nor found herself in a state of confusion, eager to listen to her own feelings. As word spread throughout the village, conversations grew even more fervent. Some villagers claimed that Noor was only interested in Jonathan for his wealth, while others were puzzled as to how such an elderly man could muster the bravery to propose. Noor spent her days grappling with her inner turmoil, yet her heart consistently assured her that Jonathan was genuine and compassionate. The attraction she felt towards Jonathan intensified, mirroring the escalating debates within her family regarding their relationship. Meanwhile, the gossip circulating in the village stirred up a variety of emotions between Noor and Jonathan. Despite the chatter surrounding them, Noor and Jonathan discovered a unique bond within their relationship. Jonathan respected Noor's need to make her own decision, fully aware of the complexities involved. Relationships require time to develop, and Jonathan firmly believed in the necessity of slowly creating a special place for himself in Noor's heart. One day, he invited Noor back to his farm, expressing how lonely he had felt there for such a long time. He mentioned that with her presence, it felt as if a new chapter of his life was commencing. While Noor leaned in slightly to listen to him, she remained quiet, grappling with a whirlwind of emotions. Though she recognized Jonathan as a kind and well-lived individual, she couldn't shake off a sense of unease. She pondered whether this connection was simply a relationship or the start of a significant transformation in her life. Meanwhile, the village buzzed with gossip, with people discreetly discussing Jonathan's intentions to marry Noor. Many felt that something was amiss with their situation. A neighbor approached Noor one day, questioning her about the relationship, highlighting Jonathan's age and insinuating that he wouldn't have much to offer her since his life was nearing its end. Such remarks circulated through the village, creating an increasing amount of pressure on Noor. Initially, she was deeply wounded by these comments, but eventually, she attempted to cope with the situation. To reinforce her determination, she told herself that the choice she was making belonged solely to her. It was her life and her choice, independent of what the villagers thought. After some discussions with her family and receiving their backing, she made a resolute decision to deepen her relationship with Jonathan. "I know it's not easy," she admitted to Jonathan one day, "but when I'm with you, I feel completely secure." Jonathan responded with a gentle smile, assuring her that she would always be safe with him, promising to honor and support her. Later, Noor approached her mother, stating, "Mom, I've decided that I want to marry Jonathan." Her mother was initially taken aback by this news. "Are you certain? Jonathan is significantly older than you. How will this relationship function?" She expressed her concerns. Noor bowed her head and responded, "I understand that Jonathan is much older, but he has a huge heart. He has welcomed me with kindness, and the role I play in his life means everything to me." After a brief pause, her mother contemplated the situation and finally said, "If you've reached this conclusion, then I'll support you. However, keep in mind that you will have to face the consequences of your actions, along with Jonathan." Their relationship had significantly deepened, leading them to make a commitment to one another. Jonathan was beginning to see his life from a fresh perspective. Gradually, the community's perception of their relationship started to shift. Although there were still whispers and rumors circulating about them, the genuine love and faith that Jonathan and Noor shared infused their lives with a renewed sense of strength. Additionally, Jonathan revealed to Noor that he owned substantial property, explaining that she would need to oversee it effectively to secure a prosperous future for their children. A few days later, Noor found herself stepping into a new phase of her life. She felt an increasing attraction to both wealth and security, even as her love for Jonathan remained strong. Wealth had begun to play a significant role in her existence. "As far as I know, Jonathan possesses a considerable amount of property," Noor mentioned to a friend one day. "This wealth and comfort can provide us with so much," her friend replied. "If you truly care for him, your affection should stem from his character and kindness, not his financial status." No pondered this statement, realizing, "I do love him, but I can't ignore the fact that his affluence has become an essential aspect of our relationship." What began as a simple and uncomplicated bond between Jonathan and No had evolved. Over time, they began to encounter some difficulties. Initially, there was a certain level of mutual understanding between them. However, as real-life challenges emerged, various concerns started to surface. Despite their notable achievements, Noor felt an inner void. She was coming to the realization that material wealth and a comfortable lifestyle could not provide her with true happiness. Jonathan, who had experienced a long period of solitude, desired to establish a meaningful relationship with Noor, but he was aware that there was an emptiness in his heart that remained unfulfilled. One day, Noor confided in Jonathan, expressing her feelings of loss despite always being by his side. She admitted that she sensed something was lacking within her. Jonathan looked at her in astonishment and asked for clarification on her feelings, as he believed she was happy due to the support she had consistently provided him. Noor lowered her gaze and responded affirmatively, but questioned whether she was genuinely happy. She expressed that while her life seemed beautiful externally, internally, she felt an immense lack. This led to rising questions about their relationship within the community. Some saw a strong bond between them, while others were skeptical about the true motives behind their partnership. There were whispers that Noor was merely taking advantage of Jonathan's wealth and age, while some feared that their relationship could ultimately lead to a painful experience. One day, Noor received a message from an old acquaintance who reminded her of Jonathan's age, suggesting that time would pass quickly and one day, she too would be older, leaving nothing in her future. This comment unsettled Noor slightly, although she chose not to share her feelings with Jonathan. Nonetheless, the villager's words began to weigh on her mind, prompting her to contemplate her life and the significance of her relationship, especially considering that Jonathan was her greatest source of support and love. She started to question whether she had married Jonathan solely for his wealth and possessions, or if there was a genuine and profound love between them. One day, while they were seated in a serene spot, she expressed to Jonathan, "I am aware of your deep affection for me, but I feel as though I'm on the wrong path." Jonathan, with a hint of sadness, responded by asking, "What do you mean?" "I've never pressured you into anything. I am devoted to you, and my aim is to ensure your happiness." However, she began to doubt her own happiness, pondering that despite the importance of money and riches, they might not be everything that truly matters. Later on, she visited Jonathan at his farm, where she voiced her frustration about the persistent inequality in their relationship. Jonathan, sensing that something was troubling her, replied thoughtfully, "I can tell you're contemplating something, but I believe our relationship is solid. If there's anything bothering you, I'm here to support you." Despite his reassurances, she felt an inner turmoil. She realized that although Jonathan had enriched her life in numerous ways, she had become so captivated by his gifts that she had lost sight of the true meaning behind their connection. The nature of the relationship had always been ambiguous. One day, No came to the realization that in order to discover her true self, she would need to make some tough choices. She needed to evaluate whether her love for Jonathan and her desire to remain with him was truly what was best for her. However, she recognized that this would be a challenging journey because Jonathan was an inherently good person who had consistently supported her. Nevertheless, No was unaware that their relationship would soon encounter numerous obstacles. A significant tension began to develop between No and Jonathan, which started to erode their mutual understanding and trust. In this chapter, we will explore the intricate dynamics of their relationship and how their individual realizations transformed over time. No's internal changes became apparent one day. Initially, she perceived Jonathan as merely a source of comfort in her life. Yet, as time went on, she started to recognize that there were deeper issues to confront. While wealth and material goods had once seemed important to her, she gradually understood that these were not the genuine foundations of happiness. One day, while sitting alone with Jonathan, No expressed her feelings. "Jonathan, you're such a wonderful person, but I feel somewhat lost when I'm with you," she admitted. Jonathan fell silent upon hearing her words. He sensed that No was undergoing some kind of transformation, yet he never anticipated that she would feel so disconnected from herself. "What are you trying to convey, No? Is there something wrong with our relationship?" Jonathan inquired cautiously. "I'm not even sure, Jonathan. It feels like I'm not being authentic with myself. You have given me so much, but I've come to realize that my love for you hasn't solely been about your wealth. I am on a quest to find answers to some profound questions, but I'm uncertain about where to begin. This uncertainty surrounding me has sparked rumors within the village. Many locals speculate that I married Jonathan solely for his wealth, and now I feel a strong urge to discover my true purpose in life." Some villagers approached Jonathan to express their support for him, yet they remained oblivious to the fact that our situation was becoming increasingly complex. One of my friends, Sarah, advised me that if I genuinely wish to attain happiness, I must make significant changes in my life. While she acknowledged that Jonathan treats me well, she pressed me to consider my relationship with myself. Sarah leaned in closer and asked me again whether I married Jonathan purely for his riches, or if my feelings for him are genuine. I paused for a moment, contemplating my response before admitting to Sarah that I'm unsure. I just can't seem to figure it out. On the other hand, Jonathan, despite having a clear vision for his own life, found himself deeply affected by the shifts in my behavior. He began to carry a heavy burden of doubt within him. However, he realized that if he wished to maintain our relationship, he would need to make some tough choices. One day, Jonathan took a decisive step forward. In a heartfelt moment, she expressed to him that she recognized he had been contemplating an issue for some time. She assured him that if he chose to communicate openly with her, she would be there to support him. However, she also pointed out that if he harbored any uncertainties in his heart, it would be challenging for them to navigate their relationship effectively. Overwhelmed by her feelings, she admitted that she was unsure about what was happening within her own heart. Although she acknowledged all that he had done for her, she felt lost regarding the direction of their relationship. Nor had reached a conclusion. If she wanted to steer her life onto a better path, she would need to confront some tough choices. Despite Jonathan's numerous contributions to her life, her emotions had become so muddled that she no longer felt like she belonged in his world. Eventually, she approached Jonathan and said, "I believe we should take a break from our relationship for a while. I need some time alone to figure out my thoughts and determine my future." Jonathan was momentarily taken aback as he processed her words. He asked her if she truly understood the implications of what she was saying, pointing out that there hadn't been any significant issues between them. He wondered if she really wanted to leave him. Nor responded deliberately, clarifying, "No, I don't wish to end things with you, but I feel lost within myself, and I need to search for clarity." Nor's life had plunged into a profound crisis, prompting her to seek a renewed sense of purpose and a fresh outlook on life. However, this journey was fraught with challenges, and she faced constant inner turmoil that tested her resolve. One day, Noor made the conscious decision to spend time alone, marking one of the most significant experiences she had encountered in quite some time. During this period of solitude, she began to engage in a thorough self-examination, confronting her thoughts and emotions. She recognized that she had been wearing two different masks, one for the outside world and another for her true self. Balancing these conflicting identities had led her away from her authentic self for an extended period. After dedicating about a week to solitude, Noor came to the realization that her long-term relationship had not truly prioritized her own needs. Initially, she had been drawn to Jonathan because of his considerable wealth, But she began to understand that the foundation of their relationship encompassed more than just financial security. It also involved essential human connections. One morning, as she sat in quiet reflection, Noor pondered the critical questions of her existence. Did she genuinely know herself? Was she truly happy, or was she merely pursuing a life that felt safe? Meanwhile, unbeknownst to her, Jonathan was grappling with his own struggles. Similar to her, Jonathan sensed that a transformation was occurring within Noor, yet he remained uncertain about the extent of this change and how it had been unsettling him for an extended period. For a long time, Jonathan had harbored a profound fear in his heart regarding the possibility of Noor leaving him. He understood that there could be deeper reasons behind Noor's behavior, particularly her fundamental life purpose, which was achieving peace. He wondered if the love he felt for Noor was genuinely reciprocated, or if she merely lacked the insight needed for her own happiness. One day, Jonathan resolved to break his silence and confront the situation directly. He knew it was essential to engage with Noor about their relationship. One evening, he approached her and said, "Noor, I've noticed that you've been deep in thought for some time now. I realize I've placed many demands on you, but if our love is real, we need to be more transparent about what our relationship really means." Noor took a moment to think before responding. After a brief pause, she replied, "I understand, Jonathan. I'm beginning to gain clarity about my life. I recognize that to give you all I have, I've had to sacrifice quite a bit. However, this raises a significant question for me. Do I truly love you? Or have I come to you solely in search of security and material comfort?" Jonathan, maintaining his composure, responded without becoming overly emotional. "To discover the answers you seek, it's essential to be truthful with me. A healthy relationship goes beyond material wealth. It requires mutual respect and love from both partners. If you're genuinely focused on your own well-being, I will support you. However, it's crucial for you to choose the right path and build a foundation based on trust and affection between one another." Gradually, a sense of calm started to settle in Noor's mind as she felt the empathy in his words, prompting her to contemplate her future. She came to understand that Jonathan was actually empowering her to make her own choices and urging her to harness her inner strength and conviction. This realization helped her appreciate her own worth. "You're absolutely correct, Jonathan," Noor remarked after some time. "Now I comprehend how vital it is for me to discover who I am. I need to embrace bravery to achieve my desires." With these affirming thoughts, Noor began to rebuild her self-assurance. She recognized that embarking on her own journey was necessary, yet she also felt reassured knowing Jonathan would stand by her side as she made her own decisions and took charge of her life. In truth, a new chapter had commenced for Noor, marked by a profound transformation that empowered her into a self-sufficient and confident woman. Her outlook on Jonathan had evolved slightly, but she remained aware that their relationship could thrive through her inner resilience. Despite the depth of their connection, they now faced fresh challenges. One morning while pondering, Noor realized that wealth, age, or societal expectations are not what makes a relationship fulfilling. The core of their bond should rest on love, trust, and mutual respect. However, achieving that level of intimacy and understanding will not be easy. The new realization brought her a renewed outlook on life. She recognized that many obstacles still awaited her, particularly in her efforts to strengthen her bond with Jonathan. To truly deepen their connection, she understood the necessity of further exploring and comprehending herself. At the same time, Jonathan was grappling with his own inner turmoil. He recognized that no shift in attitude was beneficial for their relationship. However, he harbored concerns about the longevity of this change. He was acutely aware that various challenges might emerge as they moved forward together, and he questioned whether he had the resilience to face them all. In the village, there was a buzz surrounding Noor and Jonathan's romantic involvement. Although they found joy in each other's company, Their relationship was clouded by gossip, disapproval, and scrutiny. Many people speculated about Noah's motivations for marrying Jonathan, and the age gap between them often became a source of ridicule. As these societal pressures mounted, Noah started to feel that acceptance would remain elusive. The transformation in her outlook and the profound love she felt for Jonathan seemed at odds with societal expectations. Some individuals even dismissed their union as one motivated by financial gain, predicting that it would ultimately crumble. Confronted with such remarks, Noah experienced a profound internal struggle. Deep down, she believed that the foundation of their love and mutual trust would be what kept their relationship strong, yet the external judgments were weighing heavily on her mind. Sensing her distress, Jonathan reassured her, stating that regardless of society's opinions, their bond would remain intact if founded on love, trust, and respect. He emphasized that the opinions of others should not affect their happiness. While Noah acknowledged Jonathan's support and loyalty, she still pondered the lingering question of whether their love could withstand the societal pressures surrounding them. They were capable of facing these obstacles together, but she had firmly resolved to remain steadfast in her beliefs, no matter the circumstances. They engaged in conversations and commenced plotting their future as a couple. They came to a consensus that in order to preserve their joyous relationship, they needed to focus on two essential elements: love and trust. In this context, Noor made a significant choice. She concluded that it was imperative not only for her to seek self-discovery, but also to critically assess her relationship with Jonathan, comprehending how fulfilled they were as partners. This understanding could further fortify their bond. Noor recognized that regardless of external opinions, she had the ability to steer her own life. For her, this was an essential consideration. She simply required time to genuinely reflect upon her situation, and only then would she come to understand that the decision she made was indeed the correct one. The connection between Noor and Jonathan, which had once been a target for societal disdain, started to flourish. However, lurking beneath the surface of their relationship was a darker aspect that threatened to challenge the foundation of their existence. Noor understood that her life was far from simple in the perspective of society. To some individuals in the village, she was merely seen as a self-centered girl who possessed nothing remarkable except for her wealthy, older husband. Yet, within Noor, a new form of strength was beginning to emerge. On the flip side, Jonathan, while placing his love for Noor at the forefront, was aware that the differences in age and financial status could create complications in their relationship. After a period of time, Jonathan, having accomplished much throughout his life, never anticipated that his most significant trial would arise in this particular context. The life of the woman, which had previously been calm and perfect, was now taking a turn towards a future she had never anticipated. Initially, her family did not agree with her choice. They were aware that financial security played a significant role in her decision to marry. However, they were unaware of the profound feeling she had developed for Jonathan. Her relatives often questioned whether her marriage was truly based on love or merely a pragmatic decision for her future. Nevertheless, Noor understood that her perspective went beyond financial gain. It was fundamentally about establishing a genuine human connection. She possessed a strong sense of self-confidence and belief in herself, fully aware of her love for Jonathan, which was rooted in trust, empathy, and mutual support rather than material wealth. As time passed, Noor began to face increasing challenges, especially as she recognized that the local community, particularly the women, would likely never accept her completely. Rumors regarding her relationship started circulating, and people speculated that if a woman was involved with an older man, there must be ulterior motives behind it. Although these comments disheartened Noor somewhat, she reminded herself that succumbing to societal criticism would prevent her from discovering her own path in life. Jonathan consistently reassured her that their love was paramount, emphasizing that their destiny was determined by their actions, not by others' opinions. One day, as they walked together, Jonathan stated that they would confront any challenges that arose side by side, and he believed that even the more difficult aspects of their relationship would ultimately steer them in the right direction. Noor recognized that tough days were ahead, but she also knew that society's negative perceptions and judgments would only serve to fortify her resilience. The realization she experienced fueled her determination regarding their relationship. Noor now understood with certainty that during the challenging times that lay ahead, Jonathan would be there to support her. They had cultivated a mutual trust and were intent on reinforcing their connection. A transformation was occurring in Noor's mindset. She recognized that if she depended solely on society's approval and allowed her self-confidence to wane, she would struggle to make sound decisions. Thus, she resolved to embark on a new chapter of her life alongside Jonathan, grounded in the principles of rights and justice. In this section, we observe Noor as she navigates the obstacles within her relationship and the societal criticism she faces while seeking her own path. She acknowledged that her destiny was firmly in her control, and an unconventional journey toward freedom had begun to unfold before her. At the same time, Jonathan remained supportive as her partner in this new chapter, advancing with a fresh outlook on their future together. The bond between Noor and Jonathan was gradually strengthening, although fresh challenges arose that would further test their mutual trust and the profundity of their relationship. Noor began to comprehend that the most significant transformation in her life had taken place. Previously, she had pondered how society might react to a young, attractive woman pursuing a relationship with an older man. However, she had come to realize that her life would no longer be dictated by the judgments of others, but rather guided by her own sense of tranquility and confidence. This phase marked a period of inner turmoil for Noor, where her self-esteem and the depth of her relationship with Jonathan contributed to a complex emotional landscape. In the situation at hand, she had not fully come to terms with the fact that her identity in society had evolved from being seen merely as a materialistic woman to being perceived as a girl capable of deep love. However, this transformation was not easy to accept, as she faced criticism from many individuals. On the other side, Jonathan began to detect an unexplainable strength within himself. Although he was living comfortably due to his accomplishments, respect, and wealth, he unexpectedly found himself falling in love with a significantly younger woman, whose life experiences were vastly different from his own. Despite these differences, a sense of tranquility and the potential for love blossomed within him. Jonathan recognized that a significant change had taken place in his relationship with her. They engaged in meaningful conversations, shared mutual empathy, and started to develop an inner strength together. Yet beneath this positive development, Jonathan experienced a feeling of unease. He worried that Noor might eventually choose to leave him, or that they could be separated by the allure of money. This anxiety became central to his thoughts, but he understood that in order to maintain his relationship with her, he needed to learn more and cultivate trust. As their relationship progressed, the reaction from the village intensified. Many members of the community viewed their bond as entirely unnatural and a violation of societal norms. Despite facing this backlash, both stood firmly by each other. Meanwhile, Noor's family, who had initially disapproved of her marriage, gradually began to come around. They realized that Noor genuinely harbored feelings of love and respect for Jonathan, which formed the bedrock of their connection. While societal opinions and media influence continued to loom large, her family members started to honor the spiritual and emotional dimensions of their relationship. Jonathan and Noor consistently engaged in deep conversations about their relationship, often making future plans and encouraging one another to lead fulfilling lives. Rather than allowing misunderstandings to drive a wedge between them, they began to explore the profound connection they shared. They recognized that their relationship could only thrive with absolute trust. Without it, they feared it wouldn't survive even a single day. Jonathan expressed to Noor that the primary challenge they faced was establishing trust. He conveyed his willingness to give everything for her, but emphasized that he wanted more than just her physical presence. He needed her to genuinely believe in his commitment. Noor responded with a smile, affirming her unwavering trust in him. She believed that as long as they held on to each other, their bond would only strengthen. Together, they envisioned a future where they moved forward side by side. Over time, Noor's family began to come around, showing respect for Jonathan despite their initial objections to the couple's choice. They eventually recognized the depth of the relationship between Noor and Jonathan, acknowledging that although it defied traditional societal expectations, their love was genuine. As Noor and Jonathan's relationship evolved, they understood that building a solid foundation of mutual trust was crucial to navigating their journey together. Their bond was steadily becoming stronger, yet they were confronted with various opinions and reactions from the outside world, posing a significant challenge to their union. It became imperative for them to examine the strength of their love and the trust they had in one another amidst these societal pressures. The concerns about their relationship were becoming increasingly prominent, as N and Jonathan were involved in a non-traditional partnership. Rumors began to spread throughout the village and the community regarding their connection, particularly because N was an attractive young woman, while Jonathan was significantly older. This disparity fueled harsh comments and judgments from others, including many family members who viewed their relationship as shameful and disrespectful. Villagers started to openly speculate about their bond, questioning whether N had married Jonathan solely for financial gain, implying that greed was at the core of their union. These negative comments profoundly affected both N and Jonathan. Jonathan, who had gradually developed love and trust in N, realized that such criticism could pose a significant obstacle for them. N, on the other hand, faced one of the most challenging periods of her life, as society's perception of her as a greedy individual was incredibly painful. However, she was aware that the only person she genuinely loved was Jonathan. The societal judgment inflicted daily suffering on her, yet she recognized that without Jonathan by her side, her existence would feel entirely hollow. One day, Anne expressed to Jonathan her awareness of the rumors circulating about them. She pointed out that people did not understand the strength of their love or the depth of their relationship. She remarked that if she had lived her life according to societal opinions, she might never have ended up with him. Jonathan appreciated Anne's understanding of his struggles and heartbreaks. He had never anticipated that their age difference and socioeconomic status would attract such negativity towards their relationship. Nevertheless, when he observed Anne's steadfast trust in him despite the external criticism, he gained a deeper insight into the resilience of their bond. Jonathan considered the most significant gift of his life to be the relationship he shared with Noor. One day, Jonathan expressed to Noor that regardless of society's opinions about them, he understood she was there for him genuinely. He reassured her that neither his age nor his financial status would influence their bond. All he desired was for her to remain by his side and bask in his love, as that was essential for his happiness. At first, Jonathan's family did not support their romance. However, as time passed, they began to realize that the connection between Noor and Jonathan extended beyond mere monetary concerns. The depth of their relationship developed into one of the strongest ties in their lives. Similarly, Noor's family gradually altered their viewpoint on their relationship. They came to believe that if Noor truly loved Jonathan and found happiness with him, then their relationship was legitimate and worthy. One day, Noor's mother told her that as long as she was happy, her mother would also find joy, but she reminded her that love should always come first. Despite increasing societal pressure challenging their relationship, Noor and Jonathan remained resolute and continued to trust each other fully. They recognized that their mutual love and respect were sufficient for safeguarding their bond. Eventually, Noor and Jonathan resolved to stop paying attention to external opinions. They aimed to demonstrate to one another that true love rises above the barriers of age and societal expectations. Determined to move forward, they made a significant decision to leave their village and venture into the city, aware that urban life would present new possibilities for them without the judgment of others. They embraced the idea of starting anew in a place where only their love and trust would hold significance. Jonathan and Noor were embarking on a significant new chapter in their lives, determined to face and conquer the challenges that had affected their relationship. They were committed to providing each other with unwavering support, yet they were aware that uncertainties loomed over their future. They understood that their love would encounter further difficulties, but at this point, they had already demonstrated the resilience of their bond. As they set off towards the city, they were ready to begin anew, leaving behind the scrutiny they had experienced in their village. Upon their arrival in the city, they realized they were stepping into a vastly different world where they hoped their relationship would gain the respect and understanding it deserved. Nevertheless, they recognized that many obstacles still awaited them, which they would have to navigate together. The urban environment was unlike anything they had previously known. The people here had different attitudes, and the lifestyle was distinctly different from what they were accustomed to. As Jonathan and Noor settled into their new home, feelings of confusion washed over them, but they clung to a shared hope. In this city, they could live free from the societal fears that had shadowed their relationship. Noor, who had faced substantial criticism in their village due to their relationship, finally found solace in the city's more progressive atmosphere. The diverse population and open-mindedness of the residents meant that no one paid special attention to them, allowing them to feel a sense of freedom. Jonathan, who had been a successful businessman, took advantage of their new surroundings by deciding to expand his business endeavors. He aimed to create fresh opportunities, not only for himself, but also for Noor. Eventually, he brought Noor into his professional world by hiring her as his assistant. Embracing this opportunity, Noor quickly adapted and became skilled in her new role. In their professional lives, Noor and Jonathan's connection evolved significantly as they transitioned into business partners, relying on one another for support and collaboration. This partnership also opened doors for them to engage more actively within their community. They began attending local events and participating in humanitarian initiatives. Their relationship was able to flourish in this environment without facing any societal backlash, even though it marked the start of a new journey together. Nonetheless, they were aware that numerous challenges were still ahead. Although the city embraced a more progressive and tolerant atmosphere, there remained individuals who regarded their relationship as unconventional. As Noor and Jonathan navigated life as partners, they encountered increased social scrutiny, particularly from younger members of the community. In some areas, they faced negative comments and expressions of disapproval from certain young men who voiced their disdain and spread unflattering rumors about their bond. While such remarks did irritate Noor and Jonathan, they made a conscious effort to reassure one another. They understood that these petty criticisms would not diminish the depth of their connection. However, they were left pondering the reasons behind such reactions, even in a place known for its modern and accepting mindset. They recognized that the true essence of their relationship was something deeply personal, likely beyond the comprehension of those outside of it. Aware of the obstacles that lay ahead, both Noor and Jonathan felt resolute in their commitment to tackle these issues together. They believed that love and mutual trust would be their guiding forces in overcoming adversity. To them, life represented a series of tests, with each experience serving to fortify their relationship. Since starting this new chapter in their lives, they felt an even deeper sense of trust and connection. Throughout their experiences in the bustling city, Noor and Jonathan learned valuable lessons about supporting one another. They discovered how essential it is to tolerate each other's differences, maintain trust, and above all, cultivate a life filled with respect and love. One day, as they walked together, Jonathan expressed that no matter what obstacles they faced in the future, they would confront them side by side. He emphasized that even the more challenging aspects of their relationship could serve as guidance to steer them in the right direction. Noor acknowledged that she was aware many tough days were ahead of them. She understood that society's negative opinions and the judgments of others would ultimately make her more resilient. This understanding fueled her determination regarding their relationship. With newfound confidence, Noor realized that during challenging times, Jonathan would remain steadfastly by her side. They had cultivated a strong sense of trust between them and were eager to deepen their connection. A transformation was occurring in Noor's mindset. She recognized that if she depended on societal approval and neglected her own self-worth, making sound decisions would be nearly impossible. Consequently, she resolved to embark on a new chapter with Jonathan, viewing their relationship through the lens of rights and justice. This marked the beginning of Noor's journey toward empowerment, where she actively worked to dismantle the barriers posed by external criticism regarding her relationship. She became aware that her destiny lay firmly in her own hands, and that an unconventional path towards freedom was unfolding before her. In this process, Jonathan remained by her side as a supportive partner in this new phase of life, embracing a fresh perspective on their shared future. As their bond continued to strengthen, they also faced new challenges that would test the trust they had built in one another. The depth of Noor and Jonathan's relationship was becoming more apparent as she began to realize that the most significant transformation in her life had taken place. In the past, she often contemplated how society would react to a young, attractive woman entering into a romance with an older man. However, she now understood that her life would not be dictated by societal opinions, but instead would be shaped by her own sense of tranquility and faith in herself. This marked a period for Noor when she experienced inner conflict. Her growing self-assurance and the profound nature of her bond with Jonathan created a complex emotional landscape. Noor recognized that within societal perceptions, her identity had shifted from being merely a superficial woman to one who was deeply affectionate. Yet, gaining this acknowledgement was not easy for her, as she faced criticism from many individuals around her. Conversely, Jonathan began to notice an unseen strength within Noor. He had once enjoyed a comfortable life filled with accomplishments, respect, and wealth, yet he found himself falling for a much younger woman whose life experiences were vastly different from his own. Despite this disparity, he felt a profound sense of peace and a promise of love blossoming between them. Jonathan became aware that his relationship with Noor had fundamentally changed. Their connection was now characterized by meaningful conversations, shared understanding, and the emergence of an inner strength that they fostered together. Nevertheless, he also grappled with a feeling of unease. He worried that Noor might eventually choose to leave him, or that their bond could be jeopardized by greed for material wealth. This anxiety became a central concern for him, but he realized that in order to maintain his relationship with Noor, he needed to cultivate deeper knowledge and build a foundation of trust. The community's response to Noor and Jonathan's relationship began to unfold. The public increasingly believed that Noor and Jonathan's relationship was entirely unnatural and violated societal norms. Nevertheless, they remained committed to one another despite the widespread criticism. In time, Noor's family, who had originally disapproved of her marriage, began to recognize the authenticity of her feelings. They realized that Noor truly loved and respected Jonathan, which became the cornerstone of their bond. Although societal opinions and media narratives persisted, Noor's family started to appreciate the emotional and spiritual aspects of their relationship. Noor and Jonathan engaged in regular conversations about their plans for the future, encouraging each other to embrace a fulfilling life. Rather than allowing misunderstandings to arise, they began to explore the true essence of their connection. They understood that their relationship could not endure without total trust between them. Jonathan expressed to Noor that the greatest challenge they faced was maintaining this trust. He conveyed his willingness to give everything to her, but emphasized that he needed her to genuinely believe in his dedication. Noor responded with a smile, assuring Jonathan that her trust in him was steadfast. She expressed confidence that their relationship would continue to strengthen as long as they held on to one another. Together, they envisioned a future where they would navigate life side by side. Eventually, Noor's family came to accept and respect Jonathan, realizing that there was significant depth to his relationship with Noor, despite their initial objections. Despite the fact that their relationship did not conform to traditional societal standards, the love they felt for one another was genuine and profound. At the same time, Anne and Jonathan's bond was entering a new phase, and they both recognized that establishing a solid foundation of trust between them was essential for navigating their journey together. This unwavering trust was crucial for the longevity of their relationship. As Anne and Jonathan's connection continued to strengthen, they encountered numerous opinions and reactions from those around them. This scrutiny became a significant challenge that tested the resilience of their love and trust in each other. The uncertainty about how far their relationship could go weighed heavily on both of them, especially since it deviated from what society deemed acceptable. Due to the unconventional nature of their relationship, gossip began to spread throughout their community. People were particularly judgmental because Anne was a young and attractive woman, while Jonathan was considerably older. This age difference led to several harsh remarks and criticisms regarding their union. Even within their own families, many relatives looked down upon their relationship, viewing it as shameful or disrespectful. Villagers openly speculated, questioning whether Anne had married Jonathan solely for financial gain, suggesting that greed was the true motive behind their partnership. These hurtful comments deeply affected both Anne and Jonathan. As Jonathan gradually developed deeper feelings of love and trust for Anne, he realized that these external criticisms posed a significant obstacle they would need to overcome. For Anne, enduring such negative perceptions from society was incredibly challenging. The thought of being labeled as a greedy woman was particularly painful, yet she knew without a doubt that her heart belonged to Jonathan. The constant judgment from others inflicted daily suffering on her, but she also understood that life without Jonathan would be utterly unthinkable. One day, Noor confided in Jonathan about how society was voicing numerous opinions regarding their relationship. They were unaware of the genuine love and profound bond they shared. Noor expressed that if she had chosen to live her life for societal approval, she might never have ended up with Jonathan. He comprehended her heartaches and struggles, realizing that the age gap and differences in wealth had led to criticism toward them. However, when Jonathan noticed that Noor remained steadfastly loyal to him despite this backlash, he recognized that it was a testament to her commitment. Jonathan told Noor that regardless of what society thinks, he felt secure in the knowledge that her presence in his life was solely for him. He assured her that their relationship wouldn't be swayed by his age or financial status. All he desired was for her to remain by his side, enveloped in his love, as that was the key to his happiness. Initially, his family had reservations about their union, but gradually, they came to realize that Noor and Jonathan's connection transcended mere financial matters. There was a significant, emotional bond between them that became one of the most crucial aspects of their lives. Noor's family also began to shift their viewpoint on the relationship. They started to believe that if Noor truly loved Jonathan and found happiness with him, then their partnership should not be viewed negatively. On one occasion, Noor's mother reassured her by saying that her happiness would lead to her own, while also emphasizing that their love must always take precedence. Although the societal pressure intensified for both Noor and Jonathan, they continued to move forward, fully trusting each other. They understood that maintaining their relationship required mutual love and respect amidst the challenges they faced. Noor and Jonathan made a significant decision that would change their lives. They resolved to stop listening to the opinions of others. They were determined to demonstrate that love can rise above both age differences and societal expectations. With this commitment, they felt prepared to advance in life, prioritizing only their personal values and affection for one another. Eventually, they chose to leave their village and venture into the city, fully aware that urban life would present them with fresh opportunities, along with an environment free from judgment regarding their relationship. They envisioned building a new life together based solely on their love and trust. As they embarked on this new adventure, Nora and Jonathan were ready to confront any challenges that might arise in their relationship. They committed to providing steadfast support for each other, despite the uncertainties that lay ahead. They recognized that their love would inevitably face additional trials, but at that moment, they had already established the strength of their bond. With a sense of determination, Nora and Jonathan set out toward the city, eager to start anew, leaving behind the scrutiny they had faced in their village. Upon arriving in the city, they entered a world filled with possibilities where they hoped their relationship would gain the respect and backing it deserved. Nevertheless, they understood that numerous obstacles still awaited them that they would need to navigate. The dynamics of city life were entirely different from what they had previously experienced. The people, customs, and daily routines contrasted sharply with their former existence. As they settled into their new home, feelings of confusion washed over them, yet they clung tightly to the hope that here, they could live without the surrounding fears that had once plagued them. After enduring significant criticism regarding their relationship in their hometown, Nora and Jonathan finally found a sense of tranquility in the city. The residents here were generally more accepting, and with such a diverse population, their relationship attracted little notice or judgment. Jonathan, who had previously been a prosperous businessman, saw an opportunity to grow his enterprise upon arriving in the city. He aimed not only to expand his business, but also to provide new prospects for Nora. Eventually, he brought Nora on board as his assistant, and she quickly became skilled at her role. As they collaborated professionally, their relationship evolved into one where they relied on each other in a new capacity. At the same time, they became increasingly engaged in their community, attending local events and participating in charitable activities, where their bond was embraced rather than criticized. Despite this fresh start filled with potential, they faced new obstacles ahead. Although the urban environment was significantly more progressive, there were still individuals who viewed their partnership as unconventional. Nora and Jonathan, having become life partners, began to encounter a different type of societal pressure. Occasionally, particularly among younger crowds in certain areas of the city, they encountered negative comments regarding their relationship. Some young men voiced their discontent and spread unkind rumors. While these remarks frustrated Nora and Jonathan, they supported each other through it all. They recognized that such trivial criticisms could not undermine the solid foundation of their bond. Nevertheless, they were left questioning why there was still a backlash against their relationship, even in a city known for its diversity and open-mindedness. Jonathan and his partner embraced a contemporary and progressive mindset, believing that the essence of their relationship was something unique to them, which outsiders would never fully grasp. Despite being aware of the numerous obstacles that lay ahead, they were resolute in their commitment to tackle these challenges together. They held a deep-seated belief that their love and mutual trust would see them through any difficulties. Understanding that life is akin to an ongoing examination, they recognized that each hurdle they faced would only serve to fortify their bond. As they embarked on their new journey in the city, their confidence in one another grew stronger. City life imparted valuable lessons, teaching them the importance of patience and tolerance with one another. It emphasized the necessity of maintaining faith in each other and, most importantly, highlighted the significance of living a life infused with respect and love.